not only on time, but here a half hour early.
Wow.
Which is fine by me. So good for you, Benji. Keep up the good work. What can I tell you? Being on time for your job. I was listening to the wrap-up show. They were discussing Benji ad nauseum. And, Ralph called in at one point and said, maybe he needs to see a psychiatrist about getting here on time. And, the one thing in this world, I go to a psychiatrist for multiple reasons. But I'll tell you this, the one thing I don't need a psychiatrist for is showing up on time. Yeah, I mean, it's so basic. It's like, even if I hate my job, I know I want the money. I know I want to make a living.
But I've tried to explain to you many, many times, some people, like Jeff the drunk, incapable of working.
Right.
That very basic thing would mean nothing to him.
Right.
That's no incentive for him to get to work.
Right. So
somewhere on that spectrum between you and Jeff is Benji.
I can't imagine sitting in the psychiatrist's office going, I don't know how to get to work on time.
What can I do?
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see, Junior.
But there are people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of discussion.
And they'll never get to work.
I'll give you some of the highlights. I don't know if you heard the wrap-up show, but here's what I have. There's a couple of different people discussing things.
Do you see it as a sign of disrespect?
I don't think Benji's going out of his way, but it's a sign of disrespect. And this has long since stopped being about being on time. He's painted Howard. Howard's like, you're disrespecting me. I'm asking you to be here on time. That conversation's been had several times. So when Benji doesn't do it, it's not about whether the show can live without Benji for a minute or two. It's not about whether Benji walks in and creates a disruption. It's about Benji is saying to his boss, I don't give a shit.
That's exactly right.
I'm not afraid of you.
That's exactly right. It's. I was talking to someone. Someone asked me about it yesterday. What's going on with this Benji thing? You sounded very upset. I said I was. I said it's. And the person said to me, it's just a very passive-aggressive thing. It's a guy who was saying to you, fuck off. Fuck you. And that's what it feels like to me. Not that I can't start the show without Benji. It's not that. It's just that door flies open and there's a disruption, and it bothers me. So I would prefer you get in here a few minutes early. And then it's like, fuck you. I will not bow to you, you asshole. That's what it feels like to me. I tend to take that shit as a challenge. And it seems to be a pissing contest. Even sort of weird today was opening the door and seeing Benji already in here. Like that's even an overreaction to what happened.
Right, that's another sort of passive-aggressive.
Yeah, I say just get in here 10 minutes early, or 5 minutes early, whatever it is. Like now he's here 2 hours early and he's in a chair sleeping and it's a whole big thing.
He's sleeping in the chair?
Yeah. How early did you get here today, Benj?
I got here probably around 4:35. I don't know. I was after 5.
Yeah.
But
so you're going to do that every day, which is fine.
The reason I did it is I couldn't. I was very scared of oversleeping.
Right.
I didn't do it to be passive aggressive.
How do you oversleep if you have an alarm clock? I don't get it.
I don't know how it happened the other day, and I'm gonna. So it's scary that it can happen.
I went to bed about 10 o'clock last night. I have an alarm clock next to my bed. And listen to this crazy thing. The alarm goes off. I turn it off and get up.
Do you really?
Yeah. And then I get dressed. And I look at my watch and I go, I have 5 minutes to read my email. And then I must get to work. That's the concept. I mean, it's so simple. And so now, like, Benji went overboard and he's here at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is not realistic either.
But again, he has some crazy sleep cycle. And
I know.
Therefore, he's up late or something.
But it's fine with me. Come in at 4 in the morning. It sounds great. Whatever you have to do to just be here when the show starts.
I'm embarrassed at being late once, but the truth is, you guys characterize it. I was late maybe 3 or 4 times in 12 months.
No, you're that's not true, Benji.
Yes, it is.
All right, well,
look it up.
Don't be late anymore. Okay. I'm not going to look it up, be honest with you. That's not my job. I don't care about looking up what time you come in. I'm just asking you to stop feeling challenged by me on this.
I don't.
I mean, I'm just saying
it's completely reasonable for you to want everyone here on time.
Right.
But I do think you have it in your head that I'm much more so than most people here. And I don't think that's true.
I'm very aware when that door swings open and I'm about to start the show. And I open up my mouth and there's a door and you running in and it throws me, whatever it is that's in my head that I'm going to talk to Robin about, I get thrown and immediately I start thinking about you. And maybe in some weird way you want me to think about you. You know what I mean? Like you're not even aware of it. But I can't take it. It's making me mental. And I need to have my studio settled when I start the show.
Completely understand
Thank
that.
you.
But it's only been 3 or 4 times in 12 months.
Yeah. Who else do you imagine is as late as you I mean, Fred is here every morning. Robin is here every morning, despite what you said yesterday.
Say one thing about that Benji thing. It's not as much as you think it is. That's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, you have someone telling you that you're late for work.
Yeah, you're on
End
my
of
radar.
discussion. You have no leg to stand on.
Anyway, here's the rest of the discussion from the wrap-up show.
I disagree with you, Fred.
Says he's going to talk to you.
You disagree with him?
Yeah.
How do you
I
disagree?
listen, someone can do something wrong.
Let me
but you can
just establish
characterize
one
them
rule
as
here.
do as much more than it actually occurs.
Benji, hold on. One thing. And
Go ahead, Ray, go ahead.
maybe I'm old school.
Go ahead.
Who's the boss here?
Well,
you or Howard?
Howard is the boss here.
Okay. When the boss says show up on time, what does an employee usually do? I know this is a stupid
he's
question.
claiming, like, look, listen, we've all had a
not
clock
to the
not
frequency that he does it. See,
Me too.
there are times
That's what I think.
There are times that you don't even call attention to it. There are times that you're probably not even aware of it.
Right.
It's the equivalent of somebody being in a symphony orchestra, and everybody's on stage. The lights go up. The conductor raises his baton, and the tuba player runs in at the last minute
Right.
with
It
a fork
wouldn't happen.
and a spoon in his hand.
Yeah.
What do you don't think that's distracting?
Fred, I said anytime it happens, I think it's wrong. But
I
it's
said
happened
you didn't answer my question. You don't think that that's distracting?
I did answer. I said yes. I think anytime it
Okay,
happens,
that's it.
It's wrong.
That's all that's required.
Listen,
But I
I
said
understand that people are late once in a blue moon.
Right. That I get.
It seems to me it's more than 3 times in the last year.
Right. And he comes in with that frantic Kramer energy.
Yeah.
But Benji wants this year to be pristine and not related to anything from his past either.
Right.
That he's had a history of this over years.
Yeah.
He wants to erase.
It seems like it's just, I don't know, in my mind, he says 3 times in 1 year. It seems that it happens a lot.
Well, it used to be a daily occurrence.
Right.
He's gotten better for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
But he's sort of negating how much irritation there was when it was every day.
Ronnie claims to me Benji's late every single day. Every single day. That's his claim. And I don't know. I mean, I don't
not
watch
at
Benji
least
that
coming
closely.
through that door. I can't agree with that.
Right. Here's Ronnie from the wrap-up show.
When Howard says he's going to talk to you off the air, that's trouble.
Right.
It's not a good thing.
So,
I know. Okay,
I did.
You got
Yeah.
an off the air.
Yeah, I've been
not too long ago.
So do you think that Benji wants to get fired? Like, this seems to be a problem that most people can fix relatively simply.
I don't think he wants to get fired. I think it's a mental thing, and I really do believe that. I'm not joking around. I think he's got major issues in his head about getting to work for some reason. He's the closest person here that lives closest to here. I mean, he could walk here with his eyes closed, and yet the guy takes a cab here. Figure that out.
Ronnie brings up an interesting point. If Benji were an hour late, that's oversleeping.
Right.
It is really odd that he's always a minute or 2 minutes late.
That's the point.
Not only that,
it's like timed up to the last second.
Howard?
Yeah.
Not only I was talking to Ronnie about this yesterday, and I don't want to make it look like I'm picking on Benji, but this is the truth. I could start the show at 6:01 and say, Howard, you're on.
Right.
He'll walk in at 6:02.
Yeah.
At 6:02 another day, I could say, Howard, you're on. He'll come in at 6:03.
Right.
Or it's 5:59. He'll come in at 6:01 and a half. I don't get it. It's always within that minute.
Yeah, it's within seconds.
It's not 10 minutes. It's not 15 minutes. It's not a half an hour.
He's right.
It's a minute.
How could that be? How could he be so precise that way?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it.
Well, it's not to challenge you. It's not.
It feels that way to me.
And I know that because I'm always looking over my shoulder and looking at the clock, and I see it every day.
See, the problem is, I know you're not challenging. I hear you, but it feels that way to me. I feel like my back's up against the wall with this.
Right.
And I don't want to have to punish you. It's ridiculous. I mean, you're a grown man. Just be here on time.
But I agree with Ronnie. I think there's some sort of mental issue here. I don't think he's trying to be disrespectful. I really don't.
Hey, I've got a little theory, dude, honestly, about what happened here. Howard was pissed as shit this morning.
Oh, this one I'm not even going to play. It's crazy. This guy's theory was that I text Lisa G. I was firing Benji, and then I text Lisa G during the show.
And say what?
Like when we were on a commercial break, I texted her and said, come in here and say something to save Benji.
Oh, like you planned that whole thing. You saved Benji's job after firing him.
So Gary explained to the caller, I was with Howard during the commercials, and we were busy going over the show.
Texting.
I don't even know. By the way, I don't have Lisa G's text. I don't even know how to. I don't have her phone number. I don't have any of that.
What happens when you tell your kid they're going to be punished for something and then you don't punish them?
They'll do it again.
They'll do it again. Like 5 seconds later.
I mean, no offense. It's as simple as that. I mean, it really is that simple.
Have you, John, Have you ever taken something away from your kids and had it have an effect?
Guitar Hero, he put it in his room.
Yeah, but I'm guilty of, if you do this again, I'm gonna.
Yeah, me too.
And then you don't have the gonna.
I'm
But
warning you.
ultimately, I'll tell you the truth.
Anyway, there was a lot of Benji discussion, which I know Benji likes.
I love how they're comparing Benji to how they discipline their children.
That's what I'm saying. This feels crazy to me. I don't want to be in this role. I do not want to discipline Benji. I just didn't get into radio for that. I always hated the boss. I don't want to be the boss. And he's put me in that position. With all the other guys, I don't ever have to be boss. It's great. And everybody just kind of does their thing, and we just know we're pros, and we come in and we do our job. That's it. We know how to get it done. It's like a nice little team. Well, anyway, so Benji was here an hour early. That's the if you were curious, maybe even earlier than an hour. So now he's completely overboard the other way, which is fine with me. That doesn't bother me. That's
He'll
okay.
come in here and sleep?
Right. Yeah, because someone said, go in and look, Benji's asleep in the studio. I go, this guy's nuts. I mean, it's like a complete overreaction.
By the way, did you notice?
Yeah.
So I walked into the studio because I come in like 10 minutes before you.
Yeah.
And I noticed Benji sleeping.
I had my eyes closed. I was talking to one of the interns.
I couldn't tell whether he was sleep talking or whether.
Yeah. I thought there was a shtick going on where he was pretending to sleep talk.
Right.
I thought he was talking in his sleep.
There was a guy, Matt, here, who's an intern. We were talking.
But his eyes were closed and Benji was looking the other way.
Yeah, we didn't know what was up. I thought it was a new thing, a new shtick. Like, I can't believe you're here.
Yeah, because he does say he has night terrors and talks in his sleep.
I thought we were getting a look at that. Let's get over to Steve Langford from the Howard 100 News. Steve, what do you have for us? What are you working on?
Langford has a huge penis.
There he is with his huge penis. What do you have?
As if messing with Howard about not coming to work on time isn't reckless enough. Benji Bronk yelling and screaming Tuesday after the show just down the hall from Howard's office during the time normal humans let Stern get a little rest. Benji taking Shtickoma to a whole new shameful level, refusing to answer questions about his apparent death wish here, then lying yet again about a recent ugly disagreement between High Pitch Mike and this reporter. Benji then apparently trying to defy a ban against appearing on the wrap-up show by requesting to be put on the air over the phone. The wrap-up show apparently declined.
No more wrap-up show, no phone calls, nothing, please.
Hey, Steve, what did I lie about, man?
And by the way, you did lie.
What did I lie about?
I saw the tape.
Yeah?
You were accusing Steve of hitting Mike Morales or giving him... They had an argument. There was no hitting. There was nothing. I'm aware of it.
I said Mike accused him of making a physical threat.
Listen to the tape.
Yeah, listen to the tape.
You said more than that.
And then
a lot more than that. And again, you lie and you lie and you lie and you lie, and you think that that's going to deflect attention from what you're doing. You're just about out the door, pal. You just about got fired yesterday. Maybe you should shut up.
Bring Mike Morales in then. He agreed on the tape.
This has nothing to do with
You were
Mike.
late for work. Right. Why are you starting in with him about Mike Morales? You're not right about it.
Well, Mike Morales agreed on the.
No, he didn't. Again, you lied. He denied it. You clown.
Ask Doug.
I heard they had words.
No, we have the tape.
Okay, can Doug run the tape then and see if I'm right or wrong?
If you're still working here.
All right, look. You need to calm down.
Howard, I didn't like
the guy asked you a question,
right?
And you start attacking him about Mike Morales and himself.
Yes.
And it turns out they did have words, and that was it. And he was asking you about you being late.
Wait, I asked him did Mike make a...
But that's like you saying, well, Robin's sometimes late. I mean, what about you?
I asked you if Mike accused you of making a
You
physical
just don't
threat
get it.
against him.
Did Mike
accuse you of making a physical threat?
Did not. Get the story straight. But again, you're deflecting, buddy. You just about got fired yesterday, but I guess that doesn't matter. And again, when Howard Stern is trying to get a little rest, you're yelling and screaming when everybody else knows to be quiet.
All I know is I get a video yesterday. You know, I watch everything. It's video of Steve and Benji yelling at each other.
No, I'm not yelling.
No, he was yelling at you, and it was wild.
So, Benji, it seems like you don't care about getting fired.
No, I care. I do care. I wouldn't want to be fired. I enjoy working here. Hey, I heard you were...
But
Mike
it's not
Morales
about me.
accused you of physically attacking him.
Okay, but it's not
Is that
about
true?
me.
Did you physically attack Mike Morales?
But we need to ask you about.
Did you physically attack
dodging.
him? Did you physically
You
attack
were
Mike?
dodging.
Did you physically attack
Do you
Mike
care
Morales?
about getting
Why
fired
would
or
you?
not?
Well, is that a fireable
Do you
offense to
answer
physically
the
attack
question?
Mike Morales? Is
You'll
he,
have to talk to these guys
Is
about
he
it.
allowed? Is
But
he to be allowed to be attacked
what's
because he was
next?
gay? Was that an
Are we
anti-gay?
talking about
Was that an anti-gay assault?
Benji's joke hunt?
Are gay people not
Is that
protected
what's
as
next?
serious? Because are gay people
What's
not
next for
protected?
you?
Why'd you
What are
attack
you gonna
Mike
do?
Morales? Are you upset that he's gay?
Howard's sleeping right now, and you might be
Where is he
considerate
sleeping?
of him
In your
for the
pocket?
first time.
He's
So,
sleeping in your
yeah,
pocket?
down the hall.
Are you going to physically
So you might
attack
be
him
quiet.
too? If you find out that he's gay, are you going to attack
care?
him?
You don't
Do you don't
care
you don't
about
care
him
you don't
sleeping?
care about Mike Morales
You're
feeling
imitating.
safe at the workplace?
So
do you feel about Mike? Do you
You don't
feel
care
for
about
Mike
showing
Morales?
up for-
Do you
You
care
don't
if he's
care.
safe or not?
And we're not talking about Mike
why do you
Morales
have a
or me.
right to physically attack him?
No.
Answer me.
Don't lie.
I'm lying?
Don't
Why do you have a right to physically
Again,
attack him?
Don't lie.
Can you answer?
Again and again and again.
Why
and
should
again.
I?
Yes
Whether
or no?
someone's gay or straight,
Do
they
you
should
care?
be safe in the workplace and not be physically
Detlef
attacked.
Bronk?
Do you have a right to physically
38
attack
years
someone?
old?
Do you have a right to physically
Showing up
attack
on
someone in the
time?
workplace? Do you
I'm
have a
never
right?
late.
Do you have a right?
The guy's quiet. The guy's trying
Do
to
you
sleep.
have a right?
The boss
Do you
is
have a
trying to
right?
sleep.
Do you have a right to physically attack?
Go tell him.
I will tell you that I do not think people should be physically attacked in the workplace. Do you think you have the right?
Okay, what about the questions?
What about my question?
I'm not doing a story about
But
it.
I'm not either.
And you're lying again.
No, what am I lying about, Steve?
Everything.
No, I'm not. Steve,
Showing
Steve,
up on time.
Tell me why you're physically
Lie
attacking people in the
over
workplace.
and over
Tell me
and over
why you're
and
physically
over again.
attacking people in the
No, you
workplace.
don't lie,
Are you
you
too
dodge.
stressed out that you have to physically attack people?
Why are you trying to wake this guy up?
Why are you physically attacking people? Why?
He's trying to
Why?
wake up the
Why are
boss.
you physically attacking people?
Yes or no?
Do you feel that you need to hit somebody to feel like a man?
So you can't.
Do you want to hit
wrap
me?
up
Why
show.
you hit me, dude?
I'm
Why
gonna
you
ask
hit
you
me?
questions.
Why
I
you
want
hit
you to
me?
answer
Why
questions.
you physically attack me?
I want you
Why
to
are you
answer
physically?
questions.
I don't want you to physically attack people here anymore.
Can you answer any
Can you
questions?
stop physically attacking
Do you
people?
care?
Do you care if people feel
You're
safe
waking
in the
up the
workplace?
boss.
Do you care that you're waking him up?
You know, in the interests of him getting some, what he deserves, a little respect from you for a change, I'm going to stop.
You know what? I'm not. I was upset that he was accused of physically attacking me
When was this?
a couple weeks ago.
Oh. So the news has gotten out, yeah.
That happened, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, we won't get, no, I wouldn't
Tell
say
the truth.
No, a physical attack meaning like
No.
punch, no. But he went mental on me. Yes.
And made physical things to you that made you feel threatened?
No.
I didn't speak to him for a couple of weeks.
Right. But there was nothing
he just said, you're answering for him. Why are you answering for him? Yeah, but you did a physical thing towards him.
Bullshit.
Did he do a physical
Tell
thing
the
towards
truth
you?
again.
I'll explain it off to you. Because it's not something that's gotten on there.
Okay. But did he do a physical thing towards you? He's saying he didn't.
He did something that made me want to leave for the day.
And? Have you ever done anything made me want to leave?
I don't get in anyone's face.
Yeah.
Was it?
That's, yeah. Oh.
It was.
I think what Benji's trying to get across is everybody has a little skeleton in the closet. So.
And everybody blows.
Hey, dude! If you want to blow, it's up to him.
Hey, this
I don't
has
see.
nothing
He's
to do
again.
with
He's
this
bringing up
has
gay
nothing
stuff.
to do with my sex life.
Yeah.
What is this?
He can blow whoever he wants, man.
So you don't care about getting fired?
Do you care about scaring him at the workplace? Does that bother you?
Anything else?
Does that bother you?
Nothing?
Nothing?
You gonna be on time tomorrow?
Are you gonna physically assault Mike tomorrow? Steve, did Mike accuse you of making a physical threat?
No.
He didn't. Well, why
and we have the
bring him in
tape.
and
So
ask?
again, but you know, this is shtickoma. This is baloney. This is I'm about to be fired, but I'm gonna let's talk about something else. We don't want to talk about that, do we?
All right. Okay. What? What do you want from me?
I don't know why. Listen,
He just told you no, he didn't make a physical threat.
That's what Mike says on the video.
Get the tape, you clown. But maybe you should worry about your job.
I'm worried.
I
don't like you physically threatening people.
Oh, please, you liar.
Then show the video.
Pathetic,
show the video.
Pathological, constant
Doug Goodstein.
liar.
Ask Doug Goodstein.
You're
He filmed
lying over and over again. How old are you, kid? Tell us.
Doug Goodstein,
38 years old, right? Detlef Bronk is related to you, right?
Tell
us some more lies.
Steve,
we love to hear those lies
you're saying
over and over and over again.
You're saying I'm lying. Show me one place I've ever said that person is related to me. Show me one place I've ever said that.
You're pathetic.
Show me one
It's
place
over,
I've ever
buddy.
said that.
Just come to work.
Show
Just try
me
to come
one
to work.
place I've
Show
ever
a little
said that.
respect for
Show
this
me one
place.
place I've
Show
ever
a
said
little
that.
respect for Howard Stern.
I really
For
do
once.
respect you a lot. And
Thank
I
you.
feel horrible about being late. I do.
Oh, please.
All right, let's move on.
But I also
We're not
don't
gonna
By the
keep
way,
these off.
I don't
a
think you should be
Howard 100
physically
News
threatening
survey
people.
on Sirius.com showing an overwhelming 73% of respondents think Benji should be fired for being late.
Oh, you guys always, why don't you, for once, like bring Morales in and see if
I don't
lie.
even care about it. You seem
All
to
right.
care about it.
Because
I
he's
don't.
calling me a liar.
He said he didn't physically threaten Mike, and Mike does agree.
Not in that videotape he didn't.
All right. Well, the fans will watch the videotape on Howard TV.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Holy mackerel.
So Benji, you were here early today.
Yes.
What'd you say, around like 4:30?
It might have been a little later. I don't remember. No one was around when I got here, though.
And why so early? You said you were afraid that you might oversleep.
I was. It's scary. What happened the other day is I slept through an alarm, and I was real paranoid of that happening again. So when I woke up, which I woke up real early, I did all my stuff. I showered, and I said I'm not. I just because I was still a little tired. I said I'll just come in. I'll sit in the studio and close my eyes.
Are you gonna do this from now on?
I don't know. Like I feel safer doing it, so I don't want to take any risks.
But Howard's kind of said that he still feels this is kind of like a passive aggressive move.
Well, that's sort of. That's sort of. Hey man.
Hey Benji.
Hey, that's sort of a like a standard thing here. Anything you do is passive aggressive. It wasn't intended to be passive aggressive. I can see how people say, "Oh, you're being a martyr." What martyr? Sorry, martyr. It wasn't that. I just didn't want to take a risk.
And what's going on with you and Steve Langford?
Well, I don't like that. He always characterized me as a liar, and I don't like that. I've been accused about lying about my age. I don't think if someone lies about their age, it's a big deal. I don't think it means they lie about everything.
He keeps on bringing up your age and Detlev.
Right, who I've said I wasn't supposed to talk about him. I have absolutely never said that he's a relative. I've said, pull it up where I've said that. So Steve says that I'm lying because I claimed that this person was, and I've never claimed that. I've just said I can't talk about him. But even that, who gives a fuck?
But what's this news thing that you have with him?
I had heard some people talking about that Mike Morales accused him of making like physically aggressive moves towards him. Now, I thought you filmed it yesterday, right?
Yes.
No, that was you.
Yeah.
I thought that's what Morales. I thought Morales was saying something was there. Something is that what you thought?
Yeah.
So
Steve said no, and
Steve
Mike
said
said
no,
yes.
and Steve said I'm lying about it. If I said I saw it, I misspoke. I said I heard that Mike accused him of that, and that's what I thought happened. And it seems to be that's what Mike verified, but
So you think Steve's the liar?
Well, I don't know, because to me maybe he doesn't believe that, and if someone, I think of a lie as an intentional cover-up. I don't know for sure. I don't know what Steve believes. From what I know, he's giving out incorrect information.
All right, man. So tomorrow or tonight, are you setting a couple alarms?
Well, no, I'm not leaving, so I'm just going. I'm going back in. So no alarms needed. I'll see you in a couple hours, man.
All right, man. See you tomorrow morning.
All right, you too.
Steve, we ever gonna get any answers out of Benji?
I don't expect to get answers out of him. In fact, I think Benji's one of the funniest guys around, one of the most creative guys around. But then, when your job's on the line, and you know how much his job is on the line here, it's the same old Benji baloney. Blame somebody else.
Now, what is he talking about? He's implying that you threatened to physically harm Mike Morales?
No, he's not implying. He's claiming. And Mike and I know that we had a heated conversation that got ugly. But that's it. And we have on your tape shows that Michael denied what Benji was saying.
But that's what Benji was referring to, is that all you guys, you guys just had an argument?
An ugly one.
Ugly argument.
Yes, absolutely.
But he's saying you actually physically
and we have,
attacked him.
But again, Benji's also saying that he doesn't come to work late. He's saying that he's 4 years younger than he actually is. He's saying he's related to to Detlev Bronk. So if Benji asked me, if I needed to know what time it was, and Benji had a watch, I wouldn't believe what time it is.